Greetings, family. Once again, welcome back. It's your boy Javian Lorenz Moore, a senior music major, vocal performance emphasis from Stone Mountain, Georgia, currently attending the Morehouse College. Today, today, we have a very specific discussion that concerns distinction between two things. But before we get into that, let me introduce my guest, my boy, my glee brother, B. Nathaniel Orlu, currently a sophomore music major at Morehouse College. How you doing, my boy?
I'm doing great and I'm happy to be here.
Great, great. Tell the people a little bit about yourself, man.
My name is B. Nathaniel Orlu. Like he said, I'm from Detroit, Michigan, proud graduate from Cass Technical High School. Um, I came to Morehouse College looking to do my dream, which is always to sing. And I met JV in there, who is our president of Morehouse College. We've been building a bond of not just for the now, but the legacy of the future for the Morehouse College Glee Club and for Morehouse itself. And just a little about me.
I bet. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. So, the topic today is leadership. Leadership. A very important topic because there is a difference between a leader and a boss. You know, a boss is going to sit down in a chair and tell you what to do, but a leader is going to tell you what to do while doing what he told you what to do. Um, so that being said, how would you say you came across the difference between the two?
From a young age, I was always put into leadership, um, but um, the way I learned how to difference between a leader and someone that just micromanages everything is that I had to learn how to lean on other people and had to learn how to take other people's ideas and put those in consideration with my ideas because I have to remember that I'm not always right and I can be wrong. And so the difference between a leader and what we were saying a boss, a leader will make sure that his team is okay and making sure that he's always listening and learning quick and creative while the boss is just um, he's leaning but at the same time if you mess up that's on you and he won't try to help support that. It'll just be like you're quickly fired and keep it moving forward.
Hmm. Quickly fire, keep it moving forward. You're right about that, brother. So, um, I know that you said, obviously, and let me tell you a little bit about B Nate. He's also the PR manager of the Morehouse College Glee Club. He was with us virtually last year, and we kind of saw his personality through the virtual boxes, and coming to being in person and on campus. Obviously, that's nothing but an expanded amount of his personality being broadcasted. Obviously, because we have more access to him being in person. That being said, he was also in a leadership position in high school. Can you tell them a little bit about that as well?
So as a freshman coming into Cass Technical High School, which is a renowned high school around the world, go CT, I became the freshman tenor. I was a freshman tenor, sophomore section leader. I mean, a freshman sophomore section leader for a group which had mostly juniors. And then as I got into my sophomore year, I became the vice president, then the president, and ran the um, cast technical choir for the next 3 years. And that just helped me build and bring my leadership up to Morehouse College Glee Club. And I'm just learning and happy to learn too.
Great, great, great. So, being in that leadership position, since we both presidents, basically for real, being in that leadership position, how did you determine who you wanted to be in what position and how to lead based off of personality? Or did you lead based off of personality?
Well, I had to learn that friends are good to have in leadership positions, but at the same time, if you know that your friend won't get the job done, you have to look at other different places. And even though I wanted a lot of my friends to hold positions because we all came up inside of the choir together, I knew that if it came down to it, would the job get done, or they would just simply just chill out and the job won't get done. So after just watching how people moved and tendencies of how they reacted when it came to the choir and everything. I had to do what's best for the choir because previously we just had a conversation and we talked about how, as a president or even someone in a head position, you have to learn how to do what's best. And if what's best is not having certain people inside of positions, then that's what's best. You have to learn how to put your emotions to the side and just do the business of the choir or the glee club or even any position or organization.
Exactly, bro. And similar to you, like literally, when I was like the president, I already told the people that was in my class, I was like, yo, everybody coming up, everybody gonna be in position. But I had to look at it. I was like, okay, I want everybody to be in a position, but everybody isn't showing up to practice. Everybody isn't showing the characteristics that I'm looking for or that are required to uphold the standards of the Morehouse College Glee Club. So that being said, obviously those decisions had to be made as well, um, on my part. Recognizing, okay, that's my boy, but is my boy gonna do what he's supposed to do? And that's the difference between somebody having a position and not having a position. Because just like you said, it's good to have friends, but at the end of the day, when you're running an organization, when you're the president or a leader of the organization, you have to put the organization standards first over all personal emotions or how you feel about um, wanting your boy to be in a position or wanting your friend to be in a position.
Yeah.
It's about it's about the upper mobility of the organization. So so have you ever came to a point throughout your leadership experiences where you had to um, remove someone from a specific position? And if so, how did you go about that?
Um, yes. It only happened once, and I think it set a prime example for the other people to like get back in gear. Um, well, it happened in high school. We had to. Our treasurer wasn't really doing their job, because we were trying to get some just some shirts, just to have some nice shirts. Each person have a different name on the back of them, and the person just became not a part of the rehearsal. They tend to stop coming. They wanted to do other things, which is cool, but you made a commitment. You signed a contract. You say you were going to be here, and they failed to do their job. So I put them on probation, and I just kept it between the officers and everything, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to let the outside world knows what's going in the inside. And they failed the probation, until where I simply told them in our meeting that they were removed from their position, and I gave it to someone else. And that person did the job that was meant to do, and we just kept moving forward. That person was a good friend of mine as well, but simply, like I said before, it's not me. It's just business. Sometimes, like, I have to do what's best for the organization and the things that I'm a part of. And if simply you're not the person to do it, then we just have to keep moving without you.
Literally, if you're not a person to do it, just can't do it. But the bus got to keep rolling. Things got to keep moving. Everything has to stay in motion. You can't stop moving just based off the simple fact that an individual may not feel like doing something that they signed up to do.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool.
To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Jermaine Dolly, Mr. Hello Dolly himself, and guess what? You're tuned in to Tea and Worship with my homies, Mignon and Corey. Keep it locked, y'all.
Hey y'all, it's Candy West, and you're watching Tea and Worship with Mignon and Corey.
It's your boy James Fortune, and you are watching my favorite news show, Tea and Worship, with my sis Mignon and Corey.
Fast forwarding to now, how would you say you implement the things that you just discussed from high school as far as being a president to being in leadership positions on campus, not only in the Glee Club, but I know you're in other leadership positions as well. Can you talk about some of those?
Well, I have my own community organization called Black Determined Minds, where I am the president and founder of that. And simply, it's based in Detroit. I've been trying to work towards getting it here in Atlanta so we can have two areas. But the ways I've been trying to bring it here since House College is not speak about it, but show it. So not I always have to say something, but show people by examples of the way I'm moving, and just telling and just say like move in secrecy, and just like trying to bring more of my brothers to the top, but not have to be flashy in different types of way and everything. So me and my friend Gregory, we like try to get in contact with different types of young people and everything, just have like a simple conversation with them, and just conversate with them, like, tell them like we are here for them. They can talk to us, they can have conversations with us, they can do whatever, and we just be the outlet that a lot of people don't have. Even goes back to where we went to the high school and we talked about the Morehouse College Glee Club. I still have some of those young people from the high school just call me on the regular and just ask to have a regular conversation, because a lot of people just need outlets just to talk and everything. So I try to bring a lot of those leader positions and to my own personal characteristics, because sometimes a lot of people just need someone to show them an example so they can move forward with their own lives. And I try to be a positive example. And I'm still working on myself too, because I have my own tendencies that I need to work on. But hey, if someone looks up to me, I try to do the best.
Thanks, thanks. I think the positive thing about, or the important thing about being a leader is realizing that your work is never done. And that's as far as life in general. If you feel like you're done living, I mean, if you feel like you're done learning, then you're done living. If you feel like you're
Yeah.
um, done growing, then you're done living. Like there's no point of you continuing to do something, remaining stagnant without any sense of growth, because then practicing. You're just practicing the same thing that you've already done, doing the same thing over and over again, and expecting a different result. That's insanity. So that's what you would be practicing if you don't grow. So how would you say that? You already said that when you're leading, you don't talk about it; you just show with your actions. So how would you say the results have been thus far, as far as showing your actions or showing your leadership through your actions, rather than just speaking about leadership?
Well, by me doing this, it made me build a little bit more connections with a lot of people because they see what I do and try to figure out how to copy that and put it in their own format of themselves. Because I always tell people, don't try to be like me, be better than me, because I'm still a work in progress, like I said before. So those people will see me and see how I move, and it will bring them to, it'll bring them closer towards me and want to learn how to do these certain things, learn how to make their own organization, learn how to like even make money or even do different types of things. Learn how to get in contact with these nonprofits or even internships that I be working with and everything. So they see that, and it brings them closer towards me. And all I try to do is just open my wings up and just cover them, so they know that this is a safe environment and everything. And it just keeps the ball rolling, because it's reach one, teach one. That's, you always have to remember that too as well. Reach one, teach one, so it can keep going.
Mm. Reach one, teach one. It's interesting. So, what would you say was the biggest influence or impact as far as you being a leader and wanting to lead by your actions, or wanting to be that person that makes a difference in an organization or any type of entity that you see you can make a difference in? Is it a person, or would you say it's a
Um,
specific?
it's 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 people. Oh, it's my community. Let's say that it's my community. Like I said before in the beginning, I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Um, Recently I googled that, and we are the poorest city inside of the United States of America. Um, and a lot of people, when they hear the name Detroit, or you talk about Detroit, they're scared to their minds. Where I even had a conversation with a lady when I was walking into McDonald's, and she was like, "Oh, you're such a nice young man. Where are you from?" And I said, "Detroit." And she got scared herself, and she said, "How do you live, or how do you survive there?" And I just want to, I'm trying to be a good leader, and it keeps me going because I want to change the narrative of Detroit. I want to show that positive things come out of Detroit, not just music, which I am in, but it come with great leadership, great skills, um, great attributes come out of Detroit, and it's not always with the gang banging or the trap music and everything, the murder rates. It just, I want to be a positive role model to young people that can look up to me and be like, hey, he made it out the same situations that I'm been in. He went through a little bit of poverty. He did. I mean, he's seen drugs and everything, and if he can do it, Why can I do it?
Mm. So you say your community pushed you to be the leader that you wanted to see.
Yes.
Definitely. That's amazing. That's great, bro. That's a beautiful thing, because um, just like you mentioned, everybody doesn't come from the same area, and I feel like that's a huge assumption that is very misleading. When people think of leaders, sometimes they think of somebody that has everything together, uh, somebody that always is on top of their game,
True.
or doesn't doesn't need sleep. Like, they think, when people think of leaders, sometimes they think of superheroes, to be dramatic. But honestly,
Yeah.
um, often the humanity of the leader is forgotten. So I appreciate you diving into the fact that, you know, we are human. Leaders are human, which is something that has to continuously be considered. But at the same time, we understand the position that we have. So that means
True.
taking things that may seem minuscule to other people serious, because we know that it's not minuscule, because we know that every little detail matters. Literally, how you speak to someone matters. How you interact with an individual that just came into your organization matters. Um, the time that people see you a part of that organization matters as well, because just like we've seen, or just like we know, when you don't spend a specific amount of time around a certain amount of people that are in your organization, or if you don't spend a certain amount of time speaking to the people a part of your organization, they begin to question who is in power. You know, they began to question, okay, I know he holds this position, but this person is demonstrating the things that his position is supposed to demonstrate better than he is, and he's not even in the position. So that being said, bro, uh, did you ever feel like did you ever feel like your position in any capacity has ever been threatened?
Um, no, and I say no because simply, um, like even going into the leadership position, I always say that I'm no better than you. I am on the same level as you. You probably can read better than me, and I probably can do math better than you, but that doesn't make you no better than me, and me no better than you. Always say that, like, even every time I step up into a new position, because I want the members or even anyone that's our part of like an e-board or a cabinet to understand that the level of respect, it should be on the same level. I shouldn't have to talk to you or try to talk down on you because you don't hold a position. And I think having those qualities and having those conversations with people and everything, um, it built a bridge of connection with them to where they didn't have to feel like, I mean, they didn't have to like come at my throat or anything with my position or whatever I was holding. They just had, hey, if they saw something that they felt like they didn't like, they'd just come to me on the side and be like, hey, can we have a conversation? And we will move forward with that and we'll keep pushing forward. But it was never, I think we need a new president, or I think he needs to step down, or you're always going to have those side comments where people feel like things could have went a different way, but you know, majority rule sometimes, and you have to do what's best. But other than that, no, I never had those issues.
Why do you think these men don't want to get married?
It really depends on an individual's why we're getting married. A lot of the things that make a man good are kind of intangible. And his credit score shouldn't be the metric for what makes him good.
Being prepared is a part of who you are, but it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you'll go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
Today, we're going to be making some southern fried okra. I know you guys probably saying, ooh, I don't like okra, it's too slimy or whatever. But I'm going to tell you, the way we're going to deep fry this thing, you're not going to taste any slime. Let's go.
That's good. I feel like something that's important for leaders to keep in mind, if they do come across that problem of feeling threatened that their position is going to be taken, or feeling threatened that people in the organization are like, dang, we got to remove them, we got to get them out of here. I feel like something for those leaders to keep in mind is the fact that the organization that you're a leader of isn't about you, you know? And I feel like that selflessness is literally going to be the thing that drives that leader into being a great leader. It can be the make or break of a leader, either being selfish or selfless. And that selflessness is going to be seen by the people of that organization. When they see that, they'll understand, okay, this leader actually cares about the organization rather than having the title. Because there are leaders that just care about the title or just do something for clout. And we see that on Morehouse campus. We see that in society. We see that everywhere where
Yeah, we
people
do.
get in positions, don't do the things that the positions require, but are always on social media or are always in people's faces showboating this specific position. So I feel like selflessness is selflessness and humbleness uh, is a huge requirement to be a great leader.
Yes.
And I'm just curious, have you ever been in a position or under someone where it feels like all they do is tell you, well, I'm the head of it, so this is what's going on? And if so, how did you address that?
I think everyone has every great leader, because even me, I had those. I mean, I had those moments where it was sometimes where I had to pull a rank and be like, "Hey, this is what's going on, and we need this to get done." Now, it doesn't feel good to pull rank. It doesn't feel good at all, because in your mindset, you have to think, once I do this, how is the reaction of others going to come back towards me? And so, and I have been under people where they have pulled rank and have done absolutely nothing with it, and it has fallen apart, and they have been removed, and we had the ball rolling, but it's like going through it is worse than uh going through it is worse than it being yourself. I would say that,
Mm-hmm.
because when you're going through it, you're not just thinking about staying. Like, you have those moments of, this is my leader and this is how he treats things. So then you question like your own type of loyalty toward an organization or everything. Yeah, you question your loyalty to an organization or anything of that sort. But at the same time, it's like, why am I here? Why am I doing this? Why am I trying to go through this process and everything? Why am I really just trying to sit and keep going and keep going and going when I have someone that just doesn't care, that doesn't want to do anything? Versus you're pulling the rank, and it's like, hey, these reactions, I'm praying to God these reactions are good, because they could easily work against me and I could be gone. So it's like I personally feel that going through it is just it's worse, because you're trying to put your whole heart into something, and if a leader just doesn't care towards towards your goal or the vision that y'all have set up, it just breaks your heart. It makes you want to cry. It makes you want to give up.
Definitely, definitely. And I think at the same time, it's important to see that as a leader, when you pull rank, just like you said, you have to be mindful of the reaction of the people, and to the person that you pull rank upon, because you may have said something having a completely different idea of what the result is going to be, but then
Yeah.
because of everyone else that heard what you may have said, or because you may have done something in a group of people rather than one-on-one, everyone else is hearing what's going on. So that's just everybody's ears, and they're like, ooh, 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 what he say? He said this. So they just want to continue to talk about and speak on things that they think they have knowledge on, when in reality it's just ignorance. So that ignorant fuel of fire of the individual that you may have addressed, but in reality, that wasn't even what you was trying to do. So that can create
Lack of
turmoil as well. So that's
communication.
what facts that can create turmoil as well. So I feel like, for leaders, like, those kind of being had important, um, to know the time and the place. There's a time and place for everything. You can address certain things one-on-one, and you can address certain things in person, and vice versa. It's the same thing. There's certain things that you can't address in person because of reactions such as the ones I just referred to. So yeah, that's being a leader is a tricky thing, man. It's very tricky. It's continuous growth, and I'm gonna say it once again, if you're a leader in a position you feel like you don't have anything else to learn, then you need to reevaluate while you're in that position. For real. For sure. Brother, have anything else you would like to add? Or have you said everything that you would like to say?
I would like to say thank you for inviting me here. Thank you for letting me like speak. These platforms really allow other people to hear how different things and strategize on new ways of how they can do and bring to their own organization. Because I learned a little something about myself, even just talking about myself is crazy. And yeah, and also come watch our virtual concert or our concert at Morehouse College Glee Club. I am the PR manager, so hey,
All
come
right.
watch our concert.
Still
Thank
doing
you.
the job. I see it. That's what's up, bro. Appreciate you for coming, brother. Appreciate you once again. Taking the time to be on the show, speak on the topic that I think we both have great knowledge on. Different yet similar perspectives. So knowledge definitely was gained from this conversation. So I appreciate you once again, my boy B Nate. See you in a little bit for sure.
All right,
Family,
see you.
today we learned that leadership is more than just telling an individual what to do. It's putting forth the action that demonstrates exactly what you instructed. A leader can literally implement the things that he suggested an individual to do in his actions. But a dictator or a boss can only give instructions without putting actions behind those instructions. What you want to be is up to you, but just know a leader will have the best and greatest impact on the people that he is leading. Thank you so much for your time and have a great rest of your day, family. I love you.
Hey guys, welcome back to Cooking with Flavor KL. Today we're going to be making some Maryland style crab cakes. What we have here, we have half a pound of lump crab, 1 egg, 3 tablespoons of breadcrumbs, 2 tablespoons of finely chopped parsley and scallions, 1 teaspoon of Old Bay seasoning, a half a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, 2 tablespoons of mayo, 2 tablespoons of red bell peppers, and a teaspoon of Worcestershire and lemon juice. So those are the ingredients that you're gonna need to be able to get your crab cake going, okay? So let's get to it. The first thing we're gonna do is add our egg to the bowl. And we're gonna whisk this egg. And then we'll add the rest of it. Okay, so I've added my egg, the Worcestershire sauce, and the lemon juice to the bowl. So we're gonna just whisk that together real good, and then we'll start adding in our ingredients. So this is our mayo and mustard going in. It's a real simple dish to make, but the secret to the crab cake is making sure we get the crab cake done, get it in the refrigerator overnight so that we can get it to make the form, so when we cook it, it don't fall apart. Okay, so that's what we're doing tonight. You won't actually see me cooking the crab cake tonight. This is the prep work before we cook the crab cake. So we want to mix that together. Breadcrumbs coming next. And you don't want to add too much breadcrumbs either, because you want the crab cake to be the star of the show. So we got like a half a pound of crab. And also be careful if you add salt, because you don't want to make the dish too salty. Okay, so that's about a good thickness right there for me. And then we're gonna add that lump meat to it. And then we're gonna just fold it in. And then we'll create our patties. We'll put them on the tray, cover them up, and put them in the fridge overnight so they can get their form. So like you want to just do is break this up. You don't want to really beat it up. You just want to fold your crab meat into the mixture. You still want to have those big chunks of lump meat when you're biting into that crab cake. All right, so right now that crab cake looks about ready, and we're gonna start forming the patties. All right, guys, so we're back, and as you can see now, I'm scooping the mixture out onto a baking sheet that's already been kind of pre-wrapped with some saran wrap. And what I'm gonna do right now is make these crab balls here and get ready to put them in the oven. I mean, correction, in the refrigerator, so they can set overnight. And then we'll come back in the morning with the next steps, which is our dredge, our flour dredge, an egg dredge, and then our panko. And then we'll fry these down. Okay, guys, as you can see, we got our crab cakes laid out on the cooking sheet. We're gonna cover it with the second layer of the wrap. And what this is gonna do is kind of trap in this air and let the crab cake get its form. Do is just press that down in there. Alrighty, that's how it is. We're gonna put this in the fridge until tomorrow. I'm gonna take this to my outside refrigerator. My inside is full. All right, guys, we back. Now, like I said last night, the Crab cakes are out of the fridge. I'm gonna season up our panko breadcrumbs. That's about 1/4 a cup. I know I said I was gonna put them in the egg wash and the flour, but I decided to make the crab balls and not cakes. So what we're gonna do is we take that, roll it up. We season the inside of the crab cake, and then we season the panko breadcrumbs. We roll that around in the breadcrumbs, right? So you're gonna have season on the inside of that crab cake and the outside. And then what you wanna do is just kind of smash those panko breadcrumbs into the ball so that they don't burn as soon as they hit the grease. So we got the grease on a medium-low heat back there. I'm gonna get together 4 of these balls, and then we're gonna get them cracking. And we leave it in there about 5 minutes on that temperature, or until you got a nice golden brown coating on the outside of your crab ball, okay? We make a nice ball, cover it up with the panko, and now we're gonna be ready for the fry. Okay, so we over here at our oil. And we're gonna put our crab cakes in. We got it on a low temperature. You don't want these to cook too fast. Want it to be nice and golden brown outside, but also done on the inside. And like I said, we're gonna do these for about 3 minutes. We're gonna do it for about 3 minutes. They're getting right to where they need to be. Yeah, I'll be back when we take them out. Okay, so our crab cakes have been out. We're just taking them out. They've been in there for 3 minutes, and that's kind of what you're looking for. We're gonna let them drain in on there, and we're gonna let them cool off, and we're gonna get them in the containers, and that's what you're looking for. That's your crab ball, and man, they are mighty delicious.
We are still talking all about the season of fall.
Hey, Miss Cam. Hey, Miss Cam.
Freedom. It's at the core of who we are. The freedom to live without fear, to jog where we please, to wear a hoodie. The freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
Well, look, you might not be popular, but my favorite character is Celestial because
one of the quotes that I wrote down in the book that kind of stood out to me was, "Love is the enemy of sound judgment."
She seemed like a very needy woman. And I can't even respect Andre, because how do you prey on your friend's wife while he's incarcerated? Like, I just can't get with that. And maybe I got too invested in the book, That's the point. Today we're going to be cooking my wife's favorite,
blackened salmon. Now, every time we go to Old Charlie's or whatever, that's what she gets, this cedar plank salmon. So today, we're gonna be recreating that. So what I have in my seasonings, and it's gonna be largely depend on the size salmon you have. I have a half a teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of Cajun seasoning, and a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. So what I'll do with that is I'll stir that and mix this together. So anytime you're working with fish or anything like that, you want to mix all your seasonings together so that the fish is seasoned evenly with all of the seasonings. It's not you sprinkle pepper, sprinkle this, sprinkle that. So we got all of that together. We're going to put that on the salmon, okay? And then on the chili powder, we're going to put this on last. The chili powder will help it get that blackened color that we're looking for. Okay, guys. So right now we have the salmon. It's a beautiful cut of salmon. I'm going to take the skin off. Some of you guys might like the skin on. I'll do another video later about how you do it with the skin on. But what I'm going to do, so if you got this, you want to take the skin off the salmon. What you want to do is make a little cut now in the salmon. Turn your nut, get down to the skin, make sure you don't cut through, and then you move the skin and keep the knife flat. Okay, just pull the skin, keep the knife flat. You're checking that, see, salmon is coming off. So you just keep working the skin and pulling the knife. Now this is some good bacon if you're gonna use it, but I'm not gonna use it today, so I'm gonna throw it out. Sometimes I would cut this, but this is a 6-ounce fillet. It looks like I could make 3, huh? I mean, I can make 2 at least. So I'll cut it in half, okay? So now we got a 3-ounce piece. We just work with this one for today, for the purpose of the video. Okay, so now we've cut that salmon, and what you want to do is start with the skin side. So we're gonna season the skin side first. When we do that, so we don't mess up the presentation side. So we'll do the skin side first, flip it over, and then we have the presentation side. This is what's gonna be up on the plate, making that salmon look oh so delicious. So yeah, we'll put that on there. Push it in, make sure you get it on the sides, get all that seasoning up off your board. And then we're gonna sprinkle it with the chili powder. Like I said, that's gonna give it that nice blackened look that we want. Okay, so now we're gonna get our cast iron skillet screaming hot. We'll add some olive oil to the pot, and then we'll get the sear on this salmon. We're gonna cook the salmon about 90 seconds per side, and then we're gonna put it in a 400-degree oven for about 8 minutes or so. Okay, so now we got our pan on a medium-high heat, ready to take the oil. Okay, so I added about a tablespoon of olive oil to the pot, to the pan. It's starting to smoke now, so it's ready to take the salmon. So what I'll do, you pick up your salmon, put it in, that's the sound you want to hear. And lay it away from you, lay it away from you, okay? And now we're gonna let that cook, like I said, about 90 seconds per side. 90 seconds. Resist the urge to want to play with the salmon, move it around. Let this cast iron pan do the work for you. Now you can press it down a little to make sure you got maximum contact with the pan, so you can get all of that nice sear on that meat. Okay? You can see it's starting to get done. You can see the doneness around the edge of the meat. Okay, so now we're gonna flip this meat over. There we go. We're gonna flip that over. 90 seconds on that side, okay? Now we're gonna add the lemon in there. Our garlic and thyme, butter. About 2 tablespoons of butter. And we'll start doing the basting on that also. And then we'll stick that in the pot. And then the oven, we're giving it a hot bubble bath right there. This is how you get that restaurant quality. This is what they do. And this is going to give you the taste and the flavor profile that you're looking for. Baste it. Baste it. All right. So now what we'll do is we'll put this in the oven for about 6 to 8 minutes, depending on the internal temperature. You want to get that internal temperature around 135, and your salmon will be done. But look, please don't overcook it. Don't dry it out. Okay. All right, guys. So we have our salmon. It's about ready to take out the oven. Look at that. All right, there we go. That's our finished product. That's our blackened salmon. Looks real juicy, real. We'll let it rest for about a minute. Baste it one more time in that bubble bath. That hot bubble bath. We'll let all that moisture pull back in there. We're gonna let it rest for 1 minute. We probably got about 40 more seconds on the rest. And then we'll pull it out and cut into it. Now listen, guys, if you found value from this video, like it. If you want to be a kitchen god subscribe to this channel. Hit that notification button, because it'll let you know every time Flavor King in this kitchen with this fire. I'm telling you guys, if you want to be a kitchen god, subscribe to this channel. I'm going to teach you all the basic fundamentals on how you cook, home style cooking for restaurant quality. All right, guys, so let's see. Baby, you want to taste this? All right. So my wife, she going to be the taste tester on this salmon right here. She knows exactly what she's looking for. Does it look moist inside?
Looks moist. Got the crispness on the outside. Let's see if the taste is there.
That's what I'm talking about. You need lemon. Let me get you some of that lemon on there. Yeah, that lemon in the pan puts that aromatics in there with the oil. Give it that nice citrus flavor that goes well with seafood.
It's delicious.
Delicious? Let me taste it.
It's a little hot.
Coming in hot. Nice, moist.
Why do you think these men don't want to get married?
It really depends on an individual's why we're getting married. A lot of the things that make a man good are kind of intangible, and his credit score shouldn't be the metric for what makes him good.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Jermaine, Dolly, Mr. Hello, Dolly himself, and guess what? You're tuned in to Tea and Worship with my homies, Mignon and Corey. Keep it out, y'all.
Hey y'all, it's Candy West, and you're watching Tea and Worship with Mignon and Corey.
It's your boy James Fortune, and you are watching my favorite news show, Tea and Worship, with my sis Mignon and Corey.
What's up, Flavor Gang, and welcome back to Cooking with Flavor KL. Today, we're going to be making some key lime cupcakes. So here's the ingredients. We have one 15-ounce box of Duncan Hines lemon cake mix. We have a 3-ounce box of gelatin. We have 4 teaspoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of self-rising flour, 1 1/3 cups of vegetable oil, 3/4 cup of orange juice, 4 eggs, 2 limes, and the zest of 2 lemons. So our gelatin, cake mix, mix it on. Okay, gang, look, we're gonna put our cupcake filling into the liners. I'm gonna use 1 teaspoon plus a small ice cream scoop to get the perfect amount of flavor into your linings, okay? Where you're not spilling over, but you still have more than just a small little cupcake, okay? So we'll probably make about a 2.5-inch cupcake. I'll show you a couple of these, and then I'll come back and do them all. So I put in a teaspoon of the mix, and I'll do that all the way through, all 24, and then I'll come back with my ice cream scoop. So that's kind of the process right there. Scoop it in. So I'll do the remaining 22, and when I come back, we'll go into the oven. Okay guys, we've got the liner filled up, and we're gonna get ready to put it in the oven. We have the oven set at 335, and we're gonna bake these for 13 minutes. And they'll be going into the oven. Okay guys, as you can see, the cupcakes are out of the oven, and we're getting ready to make the icing for the cupcake. We're gonna make a lime flavored icing. So I'm gonna add about, I'm gonna add 1 stick of butter. And I'm gonna add 1 8-ounce cream cheese. And we're gonna cream that together. Once that's done, I'll add half of the confection sugar, some vanilla. I'll zest the lime, and we'll put the icing on the cupcakes. We'll be back. All right, so we're gonna add we're gonna make some cream cheese icing. We're gonna as you can see inside the bowl, we're starting to cream it. We've let it beat, we let it mix for about 3 minutes. We're gonna scrape down the sides. We got the cream cheese and the butter incorporated. Now I'm gonna zest the lime and get the juice. When you're zesting, you just wanna get that top part, that top layer of the green. If you go down too far, you get to the white and you'll get a lot of the bitter taste from the lime or the lemon or whatever it is you're gonna zest. So you want to make sure you're getting the top part of the fruit. Okay, now I'm gonna add the juice of the lime. And that's gonna incorporate the lime flavor into the icing. I'm gonna give it nice tangy zest. So we're gonna beat this for about another minute and a half, and then we'll add our sugar. That's just about a minute and a half. We're gonna scrape down the bowl again, and then we're gonna add our perfection sugar into the mix. We have that butter, cream cheese, the lime zest, the lime juice, all incorporated into that butter and cream cheese mixture. I'm gonna pour about a pound of the perfection sugar in. We can add it a little bit at a time. I don't want to give you a dust storm, so we'll add it in a little bit at a time. And then we should have a nice, creamy, smooth icing. With a very tangy lemon flavor to it, lime flavor to it. So we're gonna add some more of the powdered sugar mix. All right, that's about half of that. That's about a pound of the icing right there. I'm gonna let that mix for about 3 more minutes, and then we'll add the vanilla. Okay, now we got the icing done. As you can see, it's creamy and smooth. We're gonna add about a teaspoon of vanilla to that, and we're gonna let that paddle stir that in for another 35 seconds, and then we're gonna be back to icing our cupcake. I'm gonna place the icing into a piping bag with a tip, and we're gonna put the icing on the cupcake. Okay guys, so I'm gonna come out now. I'm gonna put the icing on the cupcakes. Got my piping bag and my tip on. I don't remember the number on the tip right now, but once I'm done, I'll put the tip in the description. That's Flavor King's original cap on the cupcakes. Okay, so after we do these, I'll be right back with the finished product. Thank you. All right, final product done. There you go, Flavor Gang. See you next time on Cooking with Flavor KL. Peace.